What's up guys, how we doing today? Hope you guys are all good and well. Sorry I've been gone for a while. I took some time off, been really busy the last while running both channels, and yeah, it's been a bit hectic, but I'm back, and I know you guys are all excited to win that iPhone. That's going to be happening soon. Hopefully it will launch next month, which is September, but we'll see. As soon as it launches, I'm going to get it, unbox it, and then give it to one of you lucky people. So if you haven't yet, remember, subscribe to this channel and like the Instagram page. And for a double entry, you can also subscribe to the Healthshack Fitness channel. I'll put a link in the description, and yeah, then you can get a double entry. Right guys, for today I wanted to do a long-term review on my Note 10 Plus, my Samsung Note 10 Plus that I have. So I've had this phone for more than a year now, and the new Note 20 Ultra and the normal Note 20 just came out. So I figured it would be a good time just to take a look at my Note 10, explain to you what my experience with it has been like for the last year, whether you should buy one, whether you should buy the Note 20 Ultra, whether you should not buy a Samsung at all. I'm going to explain all of that to you. Right. So first of all, when we look at the Note 10, right, this is a beautiful phone. I mean, if you look at the design of this phone, it's one of the best. Many people argue that this is probably the best phone design that was ever made. I mean, you can see almost all of it is screen. Doesn't have too much curvature, which is nice. You don't have that accidental touches on the side. You've got the always-on display that Samsung has been doing for years. Then also at the back of the phone, you've got this nice glossy Aurora color that they have. Sometimes for me I feel like it's a little bit too much, but you can simply just get rid of it by putting a case on the phone. But many people that see this phone, they love it, probably more than what I do. But it does catch people's eye if that's the type of thing that you're into. So the design of this phone is really fantastic, and you'll see, I think because of that, the new Note 20 Ultra and the normal Note 20, it pretty much looks the same from the front, at least, as this phone. The only difference you're going to see at the back, it's got a massive camera hump, where this one you can see the bump is not really coming, you know, very far out of the chassis of the phone. So this is nice, this is practical. If you put it on a table, it's not going to rock, right? So this all round, this is just a great design. But I'll tell you what I don't like about the design, and it's one of the features that actually makes the phone look so good, is it's been made to be very pointy, you know, quite a square. So these edges are very sharp, and that's what gives it the Note characteristic, and I think obviously it's going to be there to stay. But these sharp edges are not very practical in your pocket, you know. I've always got an edge sticking out of my pocket, and when you hold it, it's not, you know, it's not as comfortable as a round edge. It's a little bit digs into the skin of your hand, you know. But other than that, that's pretty much the only design complaint that I have. The phone is quite big, but I think when you're buying a Note, you know what you're getting yourself in for. You are buying something big. You want something big. You want a productivity powerhouse. You want something with a big screen. So when you do your media consumption, or you do your work, or you're signing your documents, you've got a nice big canvas that you can work on. So that's nice, very nice feature. And it does get too much from time to time, the size, but you get used to it. I'm now at that stage where I actually want a little smaller phone, But I think if I know myself, I'm gonna have a smaller phone for a few weeks and I'm gonna miss the big phone, you know, because I do a lot of YouTube, I do a lot of video editing, I do a lot of music, you know, I look at a lot of documents, I use calendar a lot, and for that you want a little computer, and that is what this is, right? So let's talk through some of the characteristics of the Note 10. So first of all, I spoke about the look and the design of the phone. It's still a very good looking phone, right? Even in 2020, the new one looks almost exactly the same. It's only the back that you can see the cameras are a little bit different, and instead of a glossy back, they've gone for a frosted back. The screen on this phone is, yeah, it's amazing. Samsung has always been known for the best screens in the business, and it has been a pleasure to have this screen. My only complaint is that it's a 60 Hz screen, so it's not that super fast refresh rate that you're getting in some of the competition these days, like the OnePlus and the Galaxy S20s and a bunch of the other competitors. But the new Note does have it, and it jumps straight from 60 to 120 Hz. They just skipped 90 Hz. It's also an adaptive display, so it can choose how fast it wants the refresh rate, and that will help you to save battery life. But this 60 Hz, if you've never gone to a fast refresh rate screen, to you it won't matter. But if you're someone that is used to fast refresh rate, it's very difficult to go back to this, so just keep that in mind. This phone's great for outdoors. It's one of the brightest phones. It goes up to 1000 nits brightness. The new one is super bright. I don't know how they keep doing it, just making the screens better and better and better. Something like 25% brighter than this screen, which is, it's amazing. Like I said before, the display is very big, and this is you know, it's great for consuming media. It's great for productivity. Makes the phone very big, but also it helps them to put in a bigger battery, helps them to put in more stronger internals, because to put in all this power in a phone and to put a bigger battery, you need a tall phone. Okay, then when we look at the S Pen, so they made some improvements with the S Pen on the Note 10. There were some air gestures, and you were able to use the button on the S Pen to control your camera, but honestly I never used it. Feels a little bit gimmicky, the air gestures, but honestly the S Pen is a great tool for the phone. If you use it or not, it's there, and it's hidden inside the phone, so it never bothers you. And you know, I have a theory, I might be wrong about this, but I've had many S devices, and I've had a Note device before, and each S10, S5, S3 Samsung that I had, Galaxy, when I drop it, just a small drop, the screen cracks. And when I drop the Note, the screen doesn't crack. And my theory is that that cylinder that holds the S Pen, that actually absorbs the pressure of the drop. You'll notice, if you've ever had a Note, or if you are still going to buy a Note, as soon as it drops, the S Pen pops out, just a little tip of it. And what that actually does is it absorbs the pressure of the drop, and there's less impact on the phone. And I've had two Notes before. My Notes, the screens have never cracked, which is amazing if you actually look at the size of the Note. So that's something nice that you can keep in mind. Then I wanted to just talk about the performance of the cameras. The Note does have some amazing cameras, and what I find Samsung is really good with is taking shots of things that don't move. For instance, you're taking shots of mountains, you're taking a shot of a car, you know, nice outdoor scenery. That is Samsung is very good with. But as soon as you've got movement in the photo, usually the autofocus is not fast enough, and you usually get some blur, some noise in the shot. and that's a little bit frustrating. I think that also has to do with the fact that the processor, the Exynos processor, is slower than Snapdragon, because apparently that does affect the camera quite a bit. You know, slower shutter speed, lower processing, and yeah, I wish it's something Samsung would work on. I'm gonna, if I can get my hands on the new Note and see if it's better, but it's always been a characteristic of Samsung. You know, when you quickly need to take a picture, they're not very good at that, but scenery, mountains, things that don't move, you're gonna get beautiful photos with the Samsung. The video is also very good. Interesting fact, when I first started filming, I did all my videos on my Note for Healthshack Fitness, and yeah, honestly I have no complaint with the video. It shoots 4K 60, and yeah, it's got great storage, 256 gigabyte as your baseline, and that is something that you won't find with Apple, you won't find with Pixel devices, but Samsung, because the Note's the flagship, I think they give it a decent amount of storage, which I guess no one is complaining about. So yeah, so overall camera performance is good, but just be aware of that autofocus issue. Then lastly, I wanted to talk about the software experience. Samsung has got their Skin One UI, which they run on top of Android, and it's nice, it works well, it's easy to use. Honestly, me personally, sometimes I get a little bit tired of it. You know, it gets kind of boring after a while, but to be honest with you, I get tired of all skins. I got tired of Google's vanilla Android experience. I got tired of iOS's, you know, basic skin that it's been, you know, rocking for since the beginning of the iPhone. Only now with iOS 14, there's minimal changes with widgets and things like that. So, you know, honestly, like some people have said before, it's all the same, you know. But it's not too bad, nothing special, you know. The software experience, Samsung has been pretty good with updates. Every month, every second month, I've been getting an update with the Note. And my final conclusion with the Note 10 Plus is that overall it's a brilliant phone. My biggest downfall is that when you're not in America or one of those countries, you don't get the faster processor. But don't get me wrong, it's still fast enough. The battery will still last you a whole day. And on top, apart from the processor, the phone is pretty much all you could want. If you want a big phone, you want a powerhouse, you want something that you can watch all your entertainment on and do all your work on, track all your appointments, take all your photos, save all your memories, you honestly can't go wrong with the Note. It's probably, arguably, the best Android phone that you can buy at this moment. So if you're looking at the new one looks great. You got camera improvements, you got a new design on the back, and you've got that fast refresh rate on the screen, which is going to be awesome. That's something I'm very excited about. But honestly, if you've got a Note 10 and you're thinking of upgrading to the new one, I would save my money. Apparently next year Samsung will build a Exynos 1000 chip, and this apparently will be super powerful, and it's about time they do that, just to fix the imbalance between Snapdragon and Exynos. So I'm excited for that. So I would save my money if I was you, so you can get the power you deserve in the Note. And if you're looking at a Note 10, you can get a Note 10 for a good price. I would say go for it. It's an awesome phone, still in 2020. I rate until 2025 you're gonna be good with the Note 10. It's got great cameras, great screen, good performance, it's water resistance. And one thing I forgot to mention, it charges super fast. If you're not used to, you know, fast charging has been in Samsung's and mobile phones for a long time, but this next generation fast charge, where they stepped it up from 15 watt to 26 watt, it's huge. Like, I go take a shower, when I get out of the shower, my phone's 50% charged. So honestly, I can't go back to a phone that, you know, it takes 3 hours to charge. It's just not, I just don't have time for it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.